half of the players chronically forgetting to do our levels.
It's just this, it's just a feature.
I am including me in that.
That's just Temzic's job. Temzic's job is to be keeper of the levels.
The funny thing is, I always accurately record my XP. I just forget to do the level.
Yeah.
You only need to do it 4 more times.
Which is why we, completely fall apart on, the few occasions where I do forget to, properly handle the levels.
You haven't been caught off level that often, though, for all that. It's happened once or twice. You've been caught behind a level, and then you're like, wait a minute.
Doesn't sound right. Also, also, thanks, Corby. I wiped my party with those item stealers. Totally defeated.
Hey, I mean, they get to see what a full party defeat's like, and
I think it really worked because it was it let me demonstrate to them that total party defeat is the thing that can happen in this system. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, not quite.
The story keeps moving.
And on the back of that, hello everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbidian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today we're doing another episode of Fabula Ultima, the castle that would pierce the horizon. And let us open up. On the Enchanted Ocean, the salt sprays alone have the weight of memory. Memory of when sands rose and fell with breath, and the world was not consigned to death. There in the deep blue, such great creatures and kingdoms once dwelled. Peoples who knew all too well the demands of sea and salt, rain and storm. For so long, the inner bays and the inner quays sought to be the homes of those who dwelled on the land and communed with the spirits therein. But then, in time, the tall ships rose. Long rows of paddles pushed across the surface of the great seas to join the mystical isles with the developing mainland. The isles, once shrouded in mist and mystery, saw themselves exposed to a world embracing baubles of glass and entrapped magic, rather than the communion and dominion of nature. Where fayish parties once happened in any grove, and the wills of the hills and the rivers were as high as the High King, all has now changed and been forgot. Structures of high magic and magical tech have distanced and insulated the world of what once was from what is and what may be. Out there on the ocean, the heroes rose and fell, their magical train tuned as the seas swelled. Their quest called them to the great Leviathan of old, the once master of all that was. Now left to roam the isles and oceans deep, looking for whatever it wishes to eat. There the ship rose and fell, and saw the magic of the sea and fog set upon thee. What mystery awaits and what secrets are held? What dire quest in Geas must store another hour, another day, before the stars fall from their place and crush the world as well.
Me and my boat. Friendship ended with train. Boat time.
So, a lot of you boarded the Morning's Reach. The ship docked with the Fort Essus under its battle, and have begun your sail out into the watery deeps. You are able to house yourselves within your train. You have the unique privilege of having brought along your own housing, if you so wish. And the train engine does kind of run in tandem with the engine of the ship, as the ship is of Sultanate design. Design elements, it's not a Sultanate ship per se, it is as much as your train is a Sultanate train, it is still your train. Likewise, the boat is the captain's boat. A elven lady named Freya Youngblood, who this will be marking the deck of the ship where she normally works, as there are a few people who have come along as well, who look to escape from the ravages of war and hopefully to Tirgan Sigith, along with some trade supplies and some foodstuffs. So the sailing is not quite so out of their way for you all, or for them. And given that this sea normally would be at a danger rating of a D12 for travel, the dice is increased at first because this particular band of water is in the midst of war between the Golden hordes trying to assault across the ocean to the Sultanates and Tirgan Sigith, so a good chunk of the water is all the relevant water anyway is dangerous unless you start going way out of your way away from the actual fighting area. So that brings it up to D20, but it gets brought down because one of you is a wayfarer and can give a few tips on how to travel a little safely. The very first day is very uneventful because you basically raced out during the night, like fresh in the morning, and you find yourself very quickly out in the open sea.
Has Lucius ever been ocean faring before?
Yeah, hang on a second. Hang on. I was preparing for this. You find Lucius at the side of the boat, heaving.
Are you okay, Lucius?
He looks up, absolutely green to the gills. Never better! Oh my, is it just me or is the horizon moving? Oh dear, I think the horizon is moving. Oh, is the serpent back? Oh, I think the serpent might be back, the horizon is moving.
It's just waves.
I know, I've seen waves. Oh dear, and he just sort of crumples back into the Sultanate equivalent of a deck chair.
Actually, point of fact, you may give me a Dex as part of it roll as the ship bucks in a sudden swell of wave and you start stumbling away from your feet.
It's so funny.
Huh.
And wow!
Oh no!
Well, and so ended the life of Lucius the Pilgrim.
I will, assuming I didn't fail, because it's for all of us, right?
Oh, it was just him because he was super sick.
Oh, never mind then. In that case, I will holler out that there is a man overboard.
Can you really call him a man, though?
Man overboard! Man overboard! The shouts of alarm go out. You hear the captain shouting for people to start throwing out ropes to Lucius before the ship gets too far away from him.
Yay.
Vibius and Imbrinius try to help out with the effort. More Duncan, do you stay back from the press of the edge, or do you try to jump in and risk going over yourself?
I'll try to lend a hand as I can.
How about you, Zevin Demeril? Are you tucked away in your train down below, or are you up on deck trying to help?
She was tucked away in her train, trying to stay away from everyone after, what happened to Abrinius last session. But the call of man overboard gets her out on the deck. What's happening?
The ropes.
People go over the boat?
You can see people rushing over to the side and shouting and pointing and gathering up as much rope as they can, and you see someone spinning it and getting ready to, with a big weight at the end, and throwing it out. Lucius, Dex is part of it. To try to snatch up the rope before it gets too far away from you. Moore and Zevin, you may assist if you're trying to keep help with the rope.
Hey,
Sure.
I at least got a 7.
Dex is part of it, you said?
Dex is part of it.
I assist.
Huzzah! It's 8.
Oh, I rolled twice.
That's okay.
It's 9. It's 9 for me either way. Yeah.
And a doom clock begins to tick, as that was not enough.
Oh no.
I need a clock.
Where is clock?
That's too many. Try again. There we go. There's clock. Oop.
I swear to God, I'm usually pretty good at this.
Lucius starts drifting away as the ship is getting a little too far away, because he's sitting still in the ocean and the ship is still under sail. You can hear the captain calling out to furl the sails quickly, and starts yelling into a speaking megaphone to the engine down below to try to get the ship to slow down. But the ship really wants to go forward. The wind is at your back, and that's really not helping the situation. But while the captain is trying to help, what do the three of you try to do to solve this problem?
I'm gonna send Dronia to hover over his head just to help with the aiming, because it's a poor boy drowning in the water and with all the rough waves.
Very good.
Meanwhile, Lucius is just gonna continue to try and keep above water and keep moving towards the boat best he can.
What about you, Moore Duncan?
One moment. I'm looking for something to verify whether or not I have the ability. I think I do. It's not it. It's not it. Nope.
It's just doing a bit.
I like bits. They're nummy. Very useful.
I will awaken Lucius's dexterity.
I mean, that's what the stat is going to continue to be. Yeah.
Oh,
Damage glasses.
you're already. Damn.
Damage glasses.
Oh.
Keep trying, Lucius.
Thanks, glasses.
And what does your awakening spell look like as you cast it? This is the first time we've done it outside of combat, I believe.
Well, same as I think it was last session when I cast it on 7. Lucius begins to glow with a radiant energy.
Whoa. And some sailors ooh and ah at the magic being cast. Lucius, might is part of it as you're trying to keep up with the boat.
Yeah, figured. It's okay.
I should have awakened your might instead. What was I looking for?
Okay.
Right, I was going to lower my points.
7, you can attempt to assist with might. Actually, it'd be the drone that's assisting with might as part of it.
Drone with might. Oh dear. That's not good. Might is part of it. Might and Dex it is.
Brony. That is a
Brony
10.
helping?
Yeah, it is. So that actually makes it a 10.
Yay!
You're able to catch up with the boat a little bit, but you're still not on deck yet. At this point, now that you've kind of come a bit closer, Captain Youngblood starts shouting people to try again with the rope, and someone starting to spin up the rope, and they hurl it out to Lucius to grab at again. As the boat's starting to turn a little bit to try to buy you more time and try to keep you in sight. But not so close that they have the boat just ram over you. Dex is part of it.
Oh, well then. Okay, so good. More. It is good that you awakened my Dex, because this is the role that matters.
Yay!
I think I got it.
You grab onto the rope, and people heave you back onto the ship.
Plops down on the deck, spits out a bit of water.
What were you doing hanging off the side of my ship? Says a Captain Youngblood, who comes over and looks to be a rather young captain. Young even by elfish standards. A mite younger than Zevin is, to give you an idea.
Wild.
And you can already, as she walks over, you can already smell a very tangy, fruity smell of elfin wine on her breath. Although the stumbling that she does may be more to do with the swaying of the ship and her sea legs than anything. And her bright gold hair is kind of bleached, even almost to a platinum, due to being at sea so long.
Lucius just looks at her with a little bit of a scowl and says, "Oh, I was just trying to get some fresh air."
There's air there, there's air over there, there's air above you. Don't hang off the side. If you need to sick yourself, sick into a bucket and throw it over like normal people.
Duly noted. Ugh. He just sort of, flops onto his back like a dead fish. And presumably Vibius and Umbrinius, who come over to help him up, and Lucius just goes, No. Let me just lay here. I think I need this. I need this.
We kind of need to move you so you're not in the way, sir. And they kind of tug you along the floor to kind of make room on the crowded.
Just making like a puddle behind him.
Our
like
hero, everyone.
Yeah.
Our
The
hero,
you
everybody.
need, not the hero you deserve.
The hero you're getting.
Well, I had heard tell that you three were of rather well-heeledness. You don't look like to be desert, aside from one of you, although you look more like a capital lady than anyone who'd be out in the fortress. So, I think we should get to know each other a bit. Who are the three of you? What are you doing on my boat? On my ship. She would say ship. It's not a boat. It's too big for you.
Traveling to the Isles?
I gathered that, Islander. Something tells me you didn't all sign up to join the war just to leave it.
It's a real long story. Like, it feels like years.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should
truly a grand epic for the ages.
talk somewhere a bit more out of footpath working area. I don't know what you call it on a boat.
Give me willpower as part of it as you try to convince Youngblood to have this more closed conversation. Because they don't care airing your secrets, but you do.
Working.
Hey!
I actually am supposed to throw because it's opposed. Super high.
Let's see if I can assist.
Yeah, no, you totally can.
Oh, you're fine. We don't have to roll with this.
Never mind then.
All right, then. Later tonight, I expect to see you all in my cabin, and we'll have a nice little meal together and have a bit of a chat. You're there! Get
dinner
back
with
to work! And immediately she turns and is already yelling at people. You can see drones kind of, rather than flying drones like your droney is, these ones are kind of like very affixed to the deck and kind of almost like they're skittering across the floor. And some of them kind of go over to where Lucius is and clean up the mess that he made there, and then they skitter along like so many. Like,
Oh, I love that.
yeah. Some
Oh my
other
god,
people
I
who
have
are traveling with you also had kind of give you three a look because that was quite an eventful part of the day. But a lot of people kind of keep to themselves after that. No one really knows who you three are here.
Yep. We are something of a mystery. Well, dinner with the captain. Glad to see some time-honored traditions are still in effect.
Like what?
Dinner at the captain's table. A time-honored naval tradition. Even as far-flung as the Republic's navies.
Huh. No, this is my first time on a boat.
Well,
Outside of like a ship, like a big ship.
yes.
They are like
Well,
rowboats.
Yes, and I've been on ships before, naval ships of the Republic, quite a few times. To which Vivius probably chimes in, yeah, and they weren't moving. He left that part out.
You.
Mm.
Um,
Well, I mean, I'm not feeling the most greatest. It's kind of like the dunes, but they're moving.
Yes, from sand as far as the eye can see to water as far as the eye can see. And both have one thing in common. Not a drop of drinkable water.
Beep boop, water. And then a little thing kind of skitters over to you, and a little
Oh,
cannon
no.
aims at your face, and it does a water attack against you, doing no damage. But you are thoroughly soaked in the face. As it tries to clean the sick you probably have around your face, and because you're at floor level, so it can actually reach you.
I hate this. I hate everything about this.
Splash. Ah.
We could get you inside, or
Yes, I think I would like that.
Deploying water
This is-
cannon, type 2. You hear a rumbling inside the little drone, and then it shoots you again in the face with ice water.
Aha.
he's wet and cold.
And Bridius probably starts nudging the thing away with his foot, like, that shoe, go away. Stop shooting him.
Yep, Lucius finally manages to pull himself to his feet. I think I'm going inside.
that's
Hopefully it's
probably
Hopefully it's warmer in there. As he's starting to, his teeth are starting to chatter a little bit.
Seven will unlock the train, being careful not to touch either of them.
Yeah, well, he might not be going into the train, but he's probably hanging around in, like, whatever loading bay the train is being held in.
Yeah, down in steerage.
Yeah.
I mean, it was my turn to do laundry, so you got laundry.
Another day starts to pass, but rather than it doing another travel roll, you are invited into the private quarters of the captain. Their cabin, I should say. Yes. I need interface, and I need color, the right color. I need size, the smaller one.
And as we eventually, that's a big one.
Put it over here. So there, you're going that way. What were you saying, Lucius? Sorry.
As we're like sort of settling in for dinner with her, I would like to do a study roll on her.
Give me a roll.
Get a vibe for her. Insight, I believe, is the roll.
Oh yeah, it's a set roll. You're right.
I just want to make sure I'm doing the right one, because I know study roll is like a specific that's one of those, like,
Double insight.
both die are called out for me. It's an open roll, right?
Yep.
Cool. In which case I get a +3 to this. Yeah.
I do have a profile of this person.
Yeah. I'm like, you fool! You have challenged Lucius where he is at his most powerful, in a civil dinner environment.
I thought you were better at children's card games, but what do I know?
We can have both.
Yeah.
She's 7's age, and hopefully raised like a normal person instead of 7.
Yeah, it was instead of Desert Gremlin.
And so you are able to narrow down that Captain Freya Youngblood is indeed has traits of hopeful, devout, a lush, and empathetic. Oh, sorry, I got the old ones. Those are the old ones. I'm sorry. The actual traits are, my bad, empathetic, devout,
Okay.
collector, trusting.
Okay.
In general, I would put her on the same tier. She would be an elite humanoid, on the same wavelength as like a mercenary. So like a level 15 or so person. So they're a leader of other people, but they've had their own close calls over the years. but never the call to Fabula.
Can't be that many years. She's only like what, 16?
She's young, but as you've seen in Zevon, sometimes the demands of the world force everyone to learn quick if they want to do well.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes you get normal childhood. Sometimes you learn how to lie, steat, and shield.
Yep.
She has
I got my words mixed up.
She has some spells regarding repairs of the ship and like controlling wind magic. So she can actually create wind to push the ship along if she needs to. And
That's useful.
She has 2 basic attacks. One is just a closed fist punch, but her other attack, she is armed with her own much smaller Magitech pistol. It's not a full-on Tinker's cannon, but it's enough. It gets the job done.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough to make a sea beastie think twice about starting trouble.
Well, Captain, I must note, I see you have that small little curios shelf there, and given the breadth of it, you must be quite well traveled.
That I am. This is true. She says as you all pile into the rather clustered cabin. The room looks like it would otherwise be dominated by a huge chart on a big table. Except instead of a chart with like a big paper map on it, it's actually this big long... it's the one thing that doesn't look... It looks far more metallic and has like a glass sheen to it. As you can see, there's like a status map that can kind of zoom in, zoom out, and you can kind of pan with your fingertips, sort of thing.
Magitech.
Yeah, it's most of the ship tries to looks like this place was refitted. Like the ship, that it looks like someone bought a wooden sailing ship and then refitted it with some tech. Because the best shipbuilders in the world are the Isles of Tirgan Sigith. They are the great shipbuilders because they kind of need to be. It kind of comes up for them to need to travel by water to see their neighboring countries. So most people, if they're going to buy ships in the northern seas, in the Enchanted Ocean, they have to, they get Tirgan Sigith ships and then do their unique things. Whereas Coria Stellum has their ships, which are very different. They have a sail, but they're a lot more, they're very row dependent rather than an engine. Because that's usually what the Sultan do. They just, the big thing they add is engines and some bits of glass here or there with Magitech baubles attached to things.
Hey.
And actually, Zevon, you would actually see that on one of the walls, I'll say to you, you'll see on one of the walls that there is a status update as to what your train is doing. Not like it's exact in their movements, but more like how much power is it giving, is it attached properly, like little status updates like that. So the captain keeps track of everything. Keeps track to make sure your train doesn't like come loose and start rolling around in steerage. That would be bad.
Yeah, cargo monitor.
Yeah. Vibius and Imbrinius wait outside because it is, even with a little dining table pulled aside for the group of you to eat, there's only so much room. But they're just outside, along with her sailors who are guarding the door. But Droney's able to come inside because it's a tiny little thing, and frankly, Freya has a few drones skidding around on the floor anyway, cleaning up the floor, picking up stray bits of paper that have been knocked around, things like that.
Yeah, Droney is the one thing she is touching in this room besides her food.
Yes, I imagine you. I imagine you might have quite the conversations with Lady Duncan here, as she is an avid merchant and trader. One of the best.
Are you? I can't say I've heard of the trading house, Duncan.
They're not a house of traders.
No?
No, that's just me, I say with a shrug.
Can't be terribly well heeled if you are a merchant of one. Then again, you are able to afford a ship ride home, so. What is it you trade in?
Yeah, she also hired out me. So she's getting places.
She looks over your rather strange garments that look outlandish.
Yeah, I trade in general goods. Generally, whatever I'm able to find in one place, I take to the next. As it goes.
Oh, you do now have that trading shop in Highmount.
Yes, I do have that.
You trade with the duchy. Oh. I hear getting a shop in Highmount is no easy task. It must have taken you many months to engender their goodwill to get property there.
We just looked at more Duncan and Seven.
We all have property there.
Yep.
It took us a couple of weeks.
None of you look Wokmolian.
No,
We're not?
but we aren't. But well, he sort of scratches behind his head, considering that the lot of us are technically national heroes there now.
Yeah. Save their duke, and suddenly people want to bestow all manner of honors on you.
Are you
Yeah.
on some sort of ducal business then?
More humanitarian.
Yeah, I
Common
would
good.
say. Yeah, I would say the Duke is very much behind what we are doing right now. Our current mission is not one that the Duke has put us on.
You're on a mission then.
Yes.
Quite. We've been on a number of missions as of late. Turns out they're all connected.
All things are, so says the sun in its light. Youngblood shrugs at that. With that offhand statement, Duncan, you recognize that Youngblood is probably a devotee of one of the new faiths in Tirgan Sigith.
Oh.
She's invoking the sun god when she says that.
Huh.
The Sun God or the Sun Arcanum?
The sun god.
I am a bit surprised at that, because they're new even in the Isles.
And she definitely does not dress nor speak with the accent of someone from the Isles. She very clearly has a sultanate high elf, well, sort of a high elfin twang, but she's kind of developed that sort of world common that people tend to get. Like, all of you have kind of started developing it as you've traveled more, because you kind of have to.
Is she an elf?
Yep, she's an elf.
Yeah.
She's a high elf. But her demeanor looks a little weird because she's dressed in sailing clothes. High elves aren't exactly known for traveling abroad like this.
She'd look more at ease in something more like Seven's wearing.
Yep.
I'm surprised. Forgive me, I'm surprised to see someone originally of the Sultanate familiar with the new faiths on the Isles.
She takes a drink, kind of looks into her glass a little bit, pondering. I saw my first spark of the dawn on one of my first journeys on the water. And at every sunrise, I'm able to see how the sun brings us safety and comfort in all things. I didn't really understand it all that much at the time. It wasn't until I traveled to the Isles that I actually learned more of what the Dawn Seekers speak of. Wouldn't say I'm a priest by any means, but I've learned to respect the Dawn and call his attention to our dangers. Even this morning, when we got as far as we have, I prayed to see into the insight of you three. And they spoke of people who were draped in mystery and heavy with the aura and halo of Fabula.
It didn't tell me anything.
Yeah, I mean, we've walked a very different path in life. You know, down in the southern desert, we actually gotta be careful about the sun.
Oh, actually, when she said that, when was the last time we heard an actual other person beyond us mention Fabula as a actual metaphysical concept?
It's the sort of thing only priests would talk about, and the last priest who mentioned it was all the way back in Coriastellum, back in that adventurer town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember when the. Okay, interesting. Okay. It is something that people know about. It's not some, completely lost concept.
It's an odd thing to know, unless you're, really devout or you're a priest of some kind. More Duncan's you three are very familiar with the feeling of Fabula, ultimately you've lived it, but More Duncan in particular is getting a lot more sensitive to it due to her spiritualism. So, yeah, she has more... If anything, I would say to you, More Duncan, you would almost, having it being pointed out, you would kind of see a soft blue glow around the heads of Zevin and Lucius. It's not enough it's not like a huge beacon, but it's enough that you can, on a glance, get a feeling of these are fabulous people. They are on fabulous quests and doing great things. And around people with Ultima, there's a red haze around them. There's a certain destiny that they're going to fall to, a fate that they must suffer, rather than a destiny to attain. But most people don't see that. Only priests ever really can see it, and even then you'd have to kind of try to see it.
Okay, interesting. Okay, I was just curious, what the in-world knowledge of the Fabula is.
Most people might say it offhand, stories may speak of fabulous heroes, or those who are ultimately doomed. They'd say things like that, but you'd have to see a priest or an adventurer to really go, oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I really know. It's not just a story thing, it's a real, tangible thing I can point at.
Yeah. Fabulous is not just an adjective in this case. It is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Neat.
Does the captain have her own Fabula?
No, she doesn't. She has no Ultima about her either.
Okay.
Down south, the desert actually gotta be really careful about it because of the sun. You'll heat up the sun into the sand, and then you'll step on it. Ouch! Miss the desert all.
If more of our people of the Sultanate lived out in the deserts, perhaps they'd learn to respect the sun more, rather than cloak the cities in all that smog and dust that the towers wield.
Perhaps.
I think the only elves that really see the sun are your peoples rather than mine, which you would think mine would be more exposed to the sun than yours. given the name.
Yeah, maybe that's why you like the water more.
The countless realms attached by countless seas. I actually heard a rumor once that some sailors are so blessed that they can actually cross the stars themselves like an eternal sea between other countless realms.
Oh, yes, that one's true.
We met someone like that.
Did you really?
Yes.
Huh. Was it like an airship or
Something like that.
well, what was it?
Yeah, it was an airship. I think it had a little something extra though. I couldn't put my finger on it.
Wasn't really my realm of expertise. It was certainly interesting. I think I got She started digging through her pockets. Very nice
lady
discussing part.
captaining. Very nice lady captaining that one though.
Yes.
Friend of yours?
Ally.
She.
Yeah, she gave us gifts.
Oh, she seems rather generous.
Hmm.
Oh, and you show the a platinum scale with a faint green hue to it.
She seemed to hold to dragon iconography of a platinum dragon.
I've heard legends of people who worship old dragons from across the sea. I've never seen any of their magic items before.
Marta, you also have one?
Yes, I'll show mine.
Yep, and as will Lucius his.
Are you all, oh, what's that word? Light warriors? Paladina?
Oh, no.
I think she was though.
Yes.
So
think
in a
they're
sense, in a sense, I guess you could say these are boons from one.
Oh. Well, I mean, I kind of allowed myself to drift on you there, and I apologize. I didn't even ask what you do. And she looks at you, Lucius, kind of at a loss at your name and not sure how to refer to you. Because your clothing looks kind of mundane. It looks Coriastellum-ish, but you're also an adventurer and you have like this special armor and stuff. So you look, you obviously look like a traveler. So who knows where you're from?
Oh, yes. How rude of me. I am Lucius, the last pilgrim of Mount Novio.
Follower offer of boats.
Follower offer of boat.
Really homeless.
Lords.
Oh, that's that big mountain in Coriastellum in the far west, right?
Yep.
Yes, indeed. It is a special place in the culture of Corio, and my relation to it is also special.
I thought Coriastellum people worshipped fires or something like that.
Well, worship is a bit of a strong word, but we have a reverence for the fire and the flame, and none better embodies it such as the grand arcanum of fire that dwells within Mount Novio. And it is to that force of the flame that I am that I have now devoted myself as a pilgrim.
Are there other sites of your arcanum? I suppose there would be. Fire is everywhere, after all, to some degree or another.
Yes. Yes, in fact, we recently came across one such for an arcanum of light.
She raises her eyebrows at that. Oh? It is clear on her face she doesn't quite believe you. Because no one has seen the Grand Arcanum of Fire. Most people might be able to guess at. That's something people know. The Grand Arcanum of Light hasn't been seen in centuries. Much less spoken about. And you're like, yeah, I saw one.
Yes, although the specifics of that arcanum's past and lore might be better explained by Lady Duncan here, after all. From what you told me, Lady Duncan, it is from the Isles that the Grand Arcanum of Light calls its home.
Yes. It is. I'll relay a brief history of how the Arcanum of Light has patronized, for want of a better word, the Isles and protected the Isles, that sort of thing, over the years. Although we, interestingly, did not encounter it in the Isles.
Where did you
It was
encounter
Yes.
it?
In the desert. Actually not too far from, about, I would say, a week's travel from Fort Essos.
By train, yeah, that sounds about right.
But it left. So,
It returned to the Isles.
So how have your Isles stayed safe all these years? I'd heard that the Light Arcanum, or the Grand Arcanum of Light, was sealed away in ancient times. But Tirgan Sigith has been a flourishing archipelago for all my life and the lives of other sailors.
Unfortunately, I'm not so sure they have remained safe. That's related to why we travel there.
And what of you, good elf of the desert?
me? Oh, I am Seven Demeril, last sage of Radabara.
Oh, God.
The what?
This poor captain.
From the desert.
Well, I gathered, but like, do you mean like
Dead Empire, yeah.
You mean like rock bottom or something like that, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is Radabarn a desert elf name for your people, or?
No.
It's a long story. It turns out, you dig up the wrong train, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, bam, here, and you're inheriting very dead empire.
Dead Empire. I mean,
The buried one. You know, the one that the entire Sultanate was going nuts over.
Oh, you mean the she says an elf precursor.
Yeah, that one.
She nods. Yeah. So they have a name. These.
Oh yeah, they have name.
Oh. Oh. You look really good for you look very good for a sage. You don't have a bit of gray in your hair.
The sage thing is recent.
It was kind of the one person available for the job.
Okay.
Yeah, now just so you know the career. You never know where your career will take you, I guess.
So, a sage, a merchant, and a pilgrim were at a military fort. And while it was under attack, you hired a boat, or got passage aboard a boat to head to Tirgan Sigith. Do I have that right? She looks at you, obviously confused.
Oh yes, we do also have currently resting aboard our train. Our friend from the Darklands.
Oh, that's that place near Wakamal or something, isn't it?
Yes. She's another very long story, and frankly one that I don't think I'm quite she should tell it, not me.
Yeah, it's the sea.
I couldn't do it justice. He says, obviously trying to imply that he could do it justice.
That's some Corey style of humility right there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So then, like, picks up her napkin and like swats him lightly with it.
Stop flexing, jeez.
I mean, you know, you're all on a train, you know, in the right place, in the right time, and all of a sudden, bam! Really didn't think my life would go in this direction. I don't think any of our lives would go in this direction.
Definitely not.
I was just looking for shiny things, and then, you know.
So you're just traveling the world for wealth and glory?
It was. Mostly the former.
I seem to be adored well in it. She looks at your rather impressive, magical, non-standard gear.
Yeah, me and like 3 spears, 4 shields.
It's actually just my arm. There's nothing under that. It's just the metal.
Yeah. Though your dress clearly marks you as outlandish, you do not look like you're from the Countless Realms, certainly. But then again, everything is from the Countless Realms if you think about it hard enough. But nowhere local.
Also, I mean, and I mean, of course, with 7, look at those guns.
Nah. Well, I have a proposal for you then, if you are seeking wealth, and perhaps a refund of your passage.
Okay, I'm listening.
I had intention to seek out a old dwarven ruin hidden in the ocean. I had intended to go all the way to the Isles before hiring some Tirgan Sigith sailors and adventurers and maybe a light warrior to help seek it out. But if you 3 feel yourself capable of plumbing the depths of such a place, I would be more than happy to give you passage on my ship and refund your costs, and perhaps even talk about even splits of what is found there. And she looks around and she sips at her wine. As much as she's been drinking wine constantly like it's water, and you can smell the strong tang of that fruit, of that fermented fruit in the air. She seemed very clear-eyed.
Interesting.
Which, Seven, you know that elves can actually take their wine pretty well as long as they pace themselves.
Seven drinks Pit Viper moonshine.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Well, I would certainly be interested in doing that. It would make for examining some old dwarven ruins would make for another wonderful treatise for my collection.
Oh? What is it you collect, Pilgrim?
Well, stories and knowledge. I have found that there is much that can be discovered and learned in the books and the writings of old, and an undiscovered ruin at the bottom of the ocean sounds like just the thing that my fellow lore masters and I would be interested in.
Huh? She looks around at Seven and Moore to see if you're both interested.
Well, I mean, bottom of the ocean, it's a pretty good shot at tracking down another Arcanum, you know?
Also might be useful to understand what caused these ruins to sink in the first place.
And money.
Yes, you can never forget the money, can you, Seven?
Some things never change.
Yes, they don't, do they, Sage of Radabara? Freya just, like, witnessing just this. She's missing so much.
Alright, I don't do that way.
Well, since it seems that we are all interested, I'm more than willing to look over any information you may have and offer what knowledge I may be aware of.
She leads you all over to her chart table and shows you all roughly where the Dwarven Ruin is. Oh. Underwater ruin. Show. Underwater.
So it's 5 days travel.
Underwater ruin. Yes, that's what we wanted to be. Thank you. There we go. Yes, it will be a diversion, of course, from our original course to Selkenai or to the ports of Indanium, but I think we will still be well within well-charted waters, It's just a matter of knowing that it's even there to look for it. I had come across the ruin while we were doing some deep pearl fishing and harvesting on a quest for the Isles, but we stumbled upon this and found ourselves with a ruin that we did not have the skill to plumb.
Hmm. How deep are they?
A considerable depth into the ocean deep, so much so that it begins to become quite dark. And the only way to get down there is either to have an incredible strength of breath, or to... And she reaches over, she points at... Actually, she walks over and kind of grabs into like a half-open chest and produces some wind magispheres. Or you have one of these breathing spells over you, so you can breathe even in the deepest depths. Or it gets
That's
very,
a neat magic.
It is a useful magic when one wants to dive deep for treasures that others would not dare to try. And she actually hands each of you a breathing magisphere. That is now a new item you can use because you now. One, you can just get more from her. Like you use your inventory and trade a little bit to get more travels. And now that you know what to look for, you either can probably make it with what you have, or you know where to buy it, because it's not like it's unique. It's just something you didn't think to use until now.
So it's like a new item that can be spent with inventory points. Yep. Then.
Yep.
Cool.
That will be
fun.
2 IP for her breathing magic.
Neat.
Basically, lets you breathe for the entirety of a scene. While
nice.
Underwater. Well, underwater, anywhere where breathing would be difficult, and a wind magic could save it. So, underwater, gaseous areas, things like that. But like buried in like solid rock, it would help. But it doesn't like travel with you. You know what I mean? Well, it does, but you basically affix the sphere over your mouth, and then it just kind of attaches to your face a little bit, while a swirl of wind constantly generates air near your face. So you always have clean air to breathe on.
Just my magispheres are a little more potent and instantaneous. We just kind of pop your lungs like a balloon.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I'd second that yikes.
And from what I have heard tell of the ruin, I have heard that there is... The dwarves that once lived there long ago did take much with them. However, one of their deepest treasures was lost during the great floods of the ancient era, of the precursors. And it was in that a sapphire pendant was left behind that held strong water magic from eras past, which, as a sailor, you can imagine my interest in such an item. I'm sure there's other things to recover from the place that are... I just know that's the only thing that's noted in the records I found.
Oh, if we locate this pendant, you would like it. Yes. Am I understanding that correctly?
I would pay you all for its worth once we figure out how much it's actually worth. We'll get a neutral lore master to assess it for us. So I'm not giving you too much, I'm not giving you too little, that sort of thing. And if you find other things there, then we can have those assessed when we get to Tirgan Sigith and figure out how much we want to split this 4 ways.
Sounds good.
Well, if our resident merchant thinks that that's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, you are more than welcome to enjoy yourselves on the ship. I have more ship's business to attend to, but prepare yourselves. Speak with my quartermaster if you need. If you need any resupply. I look forward to seeing how this all turns out. And with that, she'll return back to the ship proper. Unless you try to hold her down. Not hold her down, but you ask her to stick around to ask her more questions.
I enjoyed our chat.
Y'all
Yes,
are able to return back to your train while in the steerage, where Aether is nursing a very not used to traveling in oceans. That for her many lives, ocean travel was not something she did a ton, and she's now learning. Oh, I don't have any memories of ever traveling in ocean. This I feel terrible, and none of her mutations really help with this right now.
See, it's not just me.
You gonna throw up in your bed? Huh, Lucius?
Give me a little more credit than that.
I'll leave you a bucket.
Any purchases...
after a few seconds. Thank you.
Any purchases you all do from the ship, resupplying your inventory or anything?
Oh my gosh, yes. I have one. I'll spend 110 to refresh my IP.
Yep, you're able to do so. This is a pretty big ship, and you have a good relationship with the captain, so they don't mind you trading with their quartermaster.
I will spend 60 Zenit to refresh mine as well.
And more stepped away, but can refresh inventory points with quartermaster. I'll just type that out so I don't forget to remind her about it later. Anything you do while you're journeying to the sunken ruin?
Do we have any more projects to work on? How much work does Aether's project need?
I don't know. An amount. I have to look.
Vague amount. I think only Aether's knows that detail.
Underground home, major quests, side quests, command number, murals, chimeras, quests. I don't know these sheets very well. Sometimes. Probably a place that says project somewhere. Man, looking at the sheet, I forget how much stuff I've made you all remember.
Yeah.
Oh. Quirk, zero trigger.
We don't do it. We aren't doing zero trigger stuff.
Zero trigger's super powerful. Like it's its own power level.
Kaboom.
It's like, hey, if you want to do superpower stuff, then that will do it. Backpack. Oh, there it is. Crafting needs for altering staff. Advancement 22. Target advancement is 40. Needs 40 progress. Oh, okay. The cost has already been paid.
Also, more Duncan is back. So we can refresh our inventory points with the ship's quartermaster. So if you want to buy inventory points, this is a place we can do it.
But only if you're not muted.
Sorry about that. I said I'll check and see if I need to buy any.
7 very much
Yes, I
did.
do. I will buy
I
2.
Yeah, I've already refreshed my inventory.
Yeah, and I was also asking everyone what they were doing during the journey to the underwater ruin.
Which is why I am asking about the project, because I might put some progress into it.
There's it needs 40 more progress.
If we're long resting.
Well, I recently checked this. As far as I recall, you can get work done on a project even if we don't take a rest. It's just day by day.
Know that? Hill.
Me. Let me pull it open. This came up for me recently because I had to help my players put together a project in a situation where time was of the essence. So
yeah. So that's the big trip wire is getting the Zenit. Once you get that, as long as you spend a whole day, that's all you're doing. Then yeah, you can just do regular, not a camp action. You're just going. I'll just do, because anyone could do 1 progress for something. If you have Tinker class, you get an extra. You get 2 progress total. And if you have the power of Visionary, you can get even more. It's just that Midnight Oil gives you 2 more yet again.
Even more. Yeah.
We've been doing projects wrong this whole time. I can't believe us.
Well, you've had something to do for part of it, but yeah, you're right. That's one of those things. 60 episodes later, everybody, there's always something to learn for those watching this VOD.
Yep.
If you're trying to learn how to play this game, we're learning too. Even after doing all of it, there's always gonna be weird things you're gonna find
for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 1 progress for every character that works on the project, and 1 extra progress if you're a tinkerer.
And
so
then
in your case,
I make 5.
in your case 7, you get 5 just for doing it.
Yep.
I don't think it's 40. I think that's the target number, because I see advancement 22. So I'm pretty sure you guys have done some progress on this already.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, so it's 22 of 40. So you don't have to go too far.
Yeah, you'd get it done in 4 days.
We'll get it done in 4 days, and then I'm going to start my next project.
Anything? Well, for 1 day, because I have to do danger rolls for each day, or 2 hexes. Anything more Duncan or Lucius is doing?
Lucius would like to spend a little time, at least on this first day, just reading up what he knows of other dwarven ruins. I assume some have been found in the Republic of Coriostellum.
Oh yeah, and dwarves are still a thing. Like, they're still around. It's just there's disasters that have come and gone in the transition of natural magic to high magic.
Yeah.
So that would be insight as part of it. Open roll.
Cool. This is AKA this is my good roll.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta confirm it's master. I want to make sure I'm using the right bonus on this.
If you'll be happy now that you're, because this will be, by the time they get back, the project will be done.
Right.
The big hurdle was how expensive it was, because it was like a massive change to an artifact weapon. Once that was done, it's like, yeah, just project chipping away at it.
Oh my goodness.
That's opportunity.
Nice.
So, what you learned, because you can add, huh?
I already know what I'm picking for my opportunity. I'm peeling back the world clock.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing Seven's little oopsie, I want to be the villainess. Mom says it's my turn on the villainous.
Clock reduces from 6 to 4. That climbed for some reason. I can't imagine why. It's not like dream sand that was supposed to be eradicated from the world was being used again, speeding up the falling of the stars. But Dwarven ruins in general, most of the Dwarven ruins are actually more close to, so if I zoom out a bit, most of them are in and around Wakamal, because that's where a huge chunk of Dwarven peoples are. But I will ask each of you in turn, are there dwarves in great number or no number in Coriostellum?
I would say very small numbers, mostly towards the northern mountains.
Yeah, the Great Mountain Range in Coriostellum. The 2 mountain ranges, I should say.
Yeah.
Are there many ruins of them, or are they just part of the Republic?
You know what I think would be interesting? There have been tell of ruins within, like, this mountain range here. Like, the part that Coriostellum doesn't own. There have been expeditions in the past, but have been met with limited results just because of how inhospitable that region is.
Yeah. The White Mountains. And I think, as I recall, you mentioned that some dwarven craftsmanship happens as well.
Yeah.
What about in the Sultanate? Are there many dwarves in the Sultanate, Zebin?
But they're also from the Earth. Yeah. They're a number. Specifically near more like the west, the southern hills, sitting down there, and also this stretch here.
The most mountainous region in the whole Sultanate. Because I imagine this place is probably divided as like the northern reach and then like the southern reach. Yeah,
because we're an empire. There's like the core state and then the vassals.
Yeah. And what of Tirgan Sigith?
I would say yes, although in the Isles, the dwarves are more integrated with the Isles generally.
Now, it's a very mountainous region, a very hilly region, so
yeah.
There's probably lots of like dwarven clans and such.
Yeah. So.
Any ruins for either of the Sultanate or the Isles?
Unlikely a good number, but because it's within Empire core territory, they've all been likely poured over and isolated.
The Isles has a lot of old ruins dotting the landscape, but they haven't really been super exploited, so there's still lots of things to be discovered there.
Yeah, that's how it is with Coriostellum. There are the ruins in those mountains, but getting to them is difficult, and exploiting them is even harder. So most folks in Coriostellum don't bother because whatever's in there they find isn't worth the trouble.
Once again, Oscar remains the whimsyless.
Oh, whimsyless.
Hey, it's like, hey, if you want to go ruin hunting, go out in the desert and don't get caught by the government.
Oh my God! You gave me the idea. I now need to run a game where my players break into the Ascaran equivalent of the British Museum.
Just break into the Alcazar Grand Museum. Don't worry about all the automata that will totally mess you up for trying.
Be careful. Enjoy our new state-of-the-art laser grid.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So all that and more you learn, Lucius, about all the nuances of these areas. You even learn, because you got so high, that in the Golden Conet. There are dwarves that are in the border mountains that isolate the steppes. And they are, people think there are ruins, but they're actually well inhabited by dwarves who are very reclusive. They stay to themselves and don't interact with the various khans and clans that roam, but they do trade with them. So if some great khans will usually go out into the mountains seeking out a dwarven smith to make their weapons. Although sometimes going into the mountains to find a smith is kind of a euphemism. To say that you're going far, you're going to the mountain border to somewhere else. I'm gonna see a dwarf about a thing could also be I'm going to the Isles to trade, or I'm going to the Sultanate to trade. But maybe you don't want to admit you're doing that, so you just say, "Oh, I got it from a dwarf." Like, how would you correct me?
So at some point he would collate a bunch of this into a small scroll, and he'd try to meet up with the captain. Captain, I in my research I found something that you might find interesting. At the very least, it raises an interesting question about these ruins that we're going to.
Well, yeah.
Across the countless realms, other dwarven ruins have been found. Tir and Sigith, the deserts, and the Sultanate, even in Coriostellum. But across all of them, a fact that seems to remain somewhat constant is that these locales are elevated in the hills or the mountains, or localized along them, which raises an interesting question about this particular ruin. Why is it underwater?
I heard legend, and the church preaches such, though I know not the truth of it, that once upon a time, Tirgan Sigith was twice its size, and extend to such a degree that you could take a boat and have only a day's travel between the northern reaches of the Sultanate and the southern reaches of the Isles.
So what, like a sank or something?
Many great and terrible things happened in those, in ancient times. I mean, supposedly the Grand Desert is the place of that old empire of precursors.
Admit it.
How could an isle not be sunk, be any less fantastical?
Oh my god, I'm looking at like the general outline of Tirran Sigith. Oh my god. Is it just like the lower half of England is just entirely underwater?
What would make you think
are we
that?
are we about to
been
go
debated.
Are we about to go exploring like fucking sunken London? Like what?
I'd call it more of a fallen London myself, but you know.
I was yeah.
We finally get some more mushy peas.
Listen
we
here,
invented
you
mushier
little.
peas.
Mind the Z-Bats.
Mushier peas.
Mushy peas. Hey, mushy peas are better than you'd think if they're prepared right. Shocker.
So then, in theory, it could be that if this region did, in fact, sink into the waters, all of it, then that could mean that this dwarven ruin actually may be atop of what was once a large mountain.
So if this side is sunken, does that mean it raised the other side further out of the water?
It's possible, although considering what we know of that great Leviathan, that may not be the case.
More Duncan, insight is part of it.
Oh, did I just clock it? Can I assist, given that I just said that?
Certainly could.
Oh dear.
Not that it matters, but well, you ate.
More Duncan, you have a vague memory of how the Leviathan is relevant to Tirgan Sigith and why it did not fall to disaster in ancient times. And you may tell me what story you may have heard. Whether or not it's true, I won't reveal, but you know something about the...
Oh, that's fun. You tell me a story, it may or may not be true. Cool.
Pondering one moment.
I'll let you sit on that ponder for a bit. I'm gonna check on Zevin. You have a second project you wanted to work on. I can start figuring out the cost of it, if you will, because you have like this project you're gonna end up finishing in what 3 days? You said. So you may want to consider what your next big project might be. It's your inventory. The automata? You're muted currently.
You're right, I am. I've been talking this whole time. Oh my gosh, no! I have the deactivated automata that looks uncannily like my character. And Zevin, who has been looking at this thing for the last month, and been like, I'll fix you, I promise. And then, like, life happens, and then life happens, and then life happens. And she's been like she can't cover it with other projects because she'd feel guilty. So there's just one bench in her workshop that has just been like it's got the automata on it like a morgue.
Ease.
And like it's one of those like my horrid little guilt. My cup of guilt runneth over. It is time.
Do you want it to be a mere automata that sort of like a better version of Droney, or are you looking for like a fully realized simulacrum?
Simulacrum. She can go do whatever she wants. She deserves her own life.
You need at least 4,000 zenith for the parts. And that tells you how much progress you need, because the progress is relative to the cost of the item.
300 of that is paid. So it is 3,700. And if I run my calculator, that is paid. I have 1,264 zenith remaining.
The one thing you'll need to imbue it with power... Actually, there's two ways you can do it. You need some sort of artifact level power to pull a spirit... to guide a spirit from the Sea of Souls into the simulacrum, so it actually has its own will, rather than just an extension of your will. Like a Droney is an extension of your will through Magispheres. It's not its own thing. It has personality traits, but it's kind of mimicking you a bit. You kind of programmed it to act that way, but it's not its own creature. It's not intelligent and self-aware. You can make a simulacrum, but you usually need something very powerful to pull something there. Alternatively, for 2 wedges of the world clock, you can use Dream Sand to do the same thing.
No. I'm not gonna cause more mistakes to fix my mistake. The 3 wrongs do not make one right.
What are you talking about? Of course they do.
The 3 rights do make a left.
Let's circle back over to you more, Duncan.
The ancient tales of the Isles tell several stories of heroes who fought with the great Leviathan and defeated it. Some of the stories seem to suggest a heroic sacrifice was involved, resulting in a mutual destruction. Others suggest that Leviathan was sealed away temporarily and eventually to escape and wreak havoc on the world once again.
And that sealing of the Leviathan has something to do with it, the Tirgan not sinking along with the rest of it?
Yes, and that the Leviathan had destroyed half of the Isles at the time that it was sealed.
Ah.
It was going to eat the rest of the Isles as well, according to the old tales.
And these are the tales that you are able to share with others, because that's just common knowledge to you. It's like, yeah, that's something that people can... You heard your grandmother talk about it, your dad talked about it, everyone kind of just knows it. Whether it's true or not, you're not a lore master, it's not something you really dug into, but it's probably true.
Yeah.
Anything you do for that day, by the way, more Duncan?
If 7's alright, I could help you with your projects.
Oh.
If you're okay with it.
Yeah, it's just we had a little bit of a roadblock here. He says, like, looking over the robot that looks vivisected on the table.
Jeez.
Yeah, so, you see that little doohickey there? Yeah, that's burned out, it's cracked. And that is the thing that was keeping the soul in it. To move and do things, work on its own behalf. And, well, it leaked out of there as easily as, water can leak out of a water skin, and you poked the 37 holes in. It's been empty for a real long while, and I never really noticed because I never cracked. I felt weird about like ripping open my own chest,
Yeah, I can understand that.
DM, do I still have that crystal key? Not an artifact. It's not an artifact, is it?
Not really. No, it's more of a useful item.
Can get kind of partway progress, but you can't really put anything in this area until I know how big the new vessel's gonna be. Why is it just, we built a new thing and then we find out we can't fit it? So we can do a little bit. Just you and me, like all times. You and me and the corpse.
Jeez.
She's gonna like pull the cloth back over it.
Just put you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, over its face too. Just
More Duncan. Insight is part of it.
Okay. 11.
You notice that there is the light around the automata's body, or the simulacrum's body. It seems unnaturally dark, and you can feel a sort of extra sense of dampness and must in the air. And you can see, even though a blanket is covering the body, you can see a spirit lingering over the corpse. And it's looking at Zevin.
Is that spirit, does it seem hostile?
It looks hungry.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you want to reanimate this.
what do you mean? Like it's kind of my responsibility.
There's a spirit tied to it that wants to eat you.
Yeah. It seemed fine to me.
What spellcasting classes do you have any classes that give you ritual in any way, Zevin?
Yes, I have ritualism.
Through
Esper.
insight is part of it. You might sense this by a different way.
Opening droning, that's why I don't see it.
Navigator.
Insight is part of it.
Yep.
It is very funny to me that I am the one member of the party that does not have like a spell casting thing.
Yeah, you're the only one.
This isn't active, this isn't. I said you should have grabbed Arcanist so we could all be spellcasters, and you said no.
You can, now that you've been made aware that maybe there's an unseen presence nearby, Esper is kind of a new power for you, so it makes sense why you wouldn't reach out to it, whereas Moore's kind of been exploring spiritism a little more. And correct me if I'm wrong, is Esper a Magitech thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's... You kind of feel it out, and you can sense a presence in the simulacra. You are aware that something with the ability to think is in the body, it just doesn't have a control mechanism.
And it apparently it wanted to eat me.
With that roll, you get the sense that it... You know how the dream sand was used to trap the dreamers into a perpetual service?
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine the same thing on a much smaller scale. That's how they made the simulacra originally. They were trying to make singular things. And even though you eliminated the dream sand, that's kind of what made the core part of this thing not work anymore. Because it was dream sand made. And now you have a spirit that's probably been trapped in this simulacra or trapped somewhere since Radabara was a thing. And then the person who made it not move anymore is you. It seems to have attached it. You know how ducks get attachments to people when they are little? Yeah, same thing, except a ghost.
Huh.
And it isn't calling you mommy. It's calling you murderer. But you know, You feel that spirit of a grudge about it. A curse.
You. Pretty freaky.
I don't think he really appreciates me opening up her chest like this.
Not really, no.
And she says, like, still elbow deep in it. She pulled that sheet up over its head, but the chest was still, like, opened. Also, mechanical guts all over the place. And she's gonna, like, put this all back into here. So, what now? I already got the components. Like, you think we can convince it to not kill me when I turn it on? If I turn it on?
Not sure.
Is there any good spiritists in the Isles that we could talk to about this? You know, if we have time between the whole stopping the world from ending stuff. Like, surely we can spend some time in there somewhere so I can, you know, fix this.
I could maybe try a ritual to see if I could calm the spirit.
Look, I've heard people say I can fix her, but this is ridiculous.
Thank you, Lucius. Very, very much appreciated.
Well, if you're thinking of how a ritual could do this, I think spiritism would apply.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk to it before we, like, you know, chat with it and see if we can work things out. You see, this is why I work with machines. They don't have opinions. Is that right, Journey? You don't have opinions, do you?
Beep boop. The question, I think, is how do you intend to talk to it? By ritual or by telepathy?
Oh. I just need to make a bond with it.
You could make a bond with it. You have days of travel to think about it. So I think that's all you need. You just need a day to sit there and go, I'm bonding with something.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Create a bond during resting scenes through opportunities to do specific skills. You can create a bond. Tie a single emotion to it. So, what emotion do you attach to the spirit?
Let me just put it here.
Haha.
Let me just, wants me dead. The guilt is not an option. Can I write hatred and instead say it's the guilt or something? Inferiority. But it's guilt.
Inferiority. Its presence kind of is reminding you that you did something bad. Because you don't hate it, but you feel like you've done something you weren't supposed to. You screwed up. Yeah. So, okay. You've developed a bond. Do you reach across that emotion to connect with it?
Okay. What could go wrong? As we always love to say here.
Wrong.
All right. Willpower is part of. Actually, no. I'm reaching up. I'm attacking you. Never mind. Does 12 beat your magic defense?
Actually, a really good question. It meets it.
Oh no. 1 second. I didn't think that was gonna work. I thought that was too low.
Remember I'm the glass cannon.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm in the wrong part of the book. Do. So, you are now a chinchilla. No.
What?
I'm trying to find the spell list in the book. I know where it is because I've made so many monsters. I just didn't think I was making one today because I didn't think this was gonna happen. I was like, oh well, this is happening now.
Welcome back to 2 to 2. 7 tries to do a thing and ends up summoning an Eldritch Horror.
You suffer 20 dark damage.
Ow!
And you are shaken.
Ow!
As you hear its endless wailing screaming in your head. Do you hang on? Do you continue listening?
Yeah.
Does 11 hit your magic defense?
No.
Okay. What are you trying to say to it? As you're able to form like a coherent thought, as opposed to rah, you're like ow, ow, pain, ow. And like,
Are you done now? Can we talk?
Get it out of your system? Okay, good.
What do you want to know, Slayer?
Slayer? How's it hanging, I guess? That's the girl who is very much about to die. Yeah, there it is.
23 dark damage? I think you're, what's the mechanic called? Broken? No.
Crisis?
Crisis, thank you.
No, I'm not in Crisis.
You're not in Crisis, okay. Yeah, it screams as it tells you at length of its many sufferings of seeing a living world around it can never participate in, of watching the city it once called home get crushed by the stars and be forgotten forever, the countless faces, the countless memories being passed around over and over like a glass bauble, over and over, being prodded, being examined, and you don't just... It isn't just telling you it, you're remembering it as if it was your memory. That's why you're taking damage. Also, you'd get shaken again if you already weren't, because this is freaking terrifying.
Seems like a lot. Okay, so I messed up, kind of. I have got good news, maybe. So the good news is everyone who ever hurt you can't do it again. Except for me if I make a mistake. I'm trying to play the past, to rest and stuff. But I have this little mechanical body here. Apologies about the appearance. It looks kind of like me. It wasn't. I didn't design it. But would walking help? If you don't like start killing people, including me.
Willpower is part of it. You get to roll. We're rolling opposed instead of me just attacking your magic defense. You might actually be able to get through to it instead of it just trying to rip apart your brain.
Well.
Hey, you beat me.
Yeah.
If you give me form and restore my corpus, then I will refrain from slaying you as you have done me, for you will have paid your penance for your transgression.
Yeah, what exactly would you have in mind about doing next? I mean, yeah, the world's changed a lot.
I will have my vengeance.
Oh, Jesus.
Against who?
Insight is part of it. Actually, no. Willpower is part of it. My bad, because you're still trying to talk past its eternal hatred. Hey, hey. This is the time to get that kind of roll. It really is. So.
Oh. You can get favor.
The answer it tells you, because you get to know that before you spend your opportunity. You learn it essentially has a bond with the Sultanate as a whole. Right. It has a level 3 bond of hatred, mistrust, and admiration. Or it does like what they've achieved, this shadow of what once was Radabara, but it hates what they've done and wants to enact its vengeance against the Sultanate. Just not you. It'll spare you since you helped it come back. Since you're helping it come back into the world of its own free will and not trapped in that magical lantern that it was and encased in dream sand. That bond is why it's here. And actually, I will tell you, it is on the precipice of Ultima or Fabula if it's brought into the world. For that level of bond is extraordinary. For it to not fall to the Sea of Souls. It has clung to undeath with this, with its emotions. Perhaps your action helped it stay here to some degree, because you're trying to repair its body. And it didn't really die because it's an automata, so it just got disassembled, which is not a natural state for most souls to sit. That is not a normal thing quite yet. Hopefully, well, actually, with your destruction of the dream sand, it probably won't be unless you personally intervene, or someone learns the secret of necromancy in Magitech form. But one problem at a time.
Oh. Yeah, what are the odds of a certain mad scientist in the the duchy doing that.
It would be very scenic with all the windmills.
Yes, that's how they generate the power to reanimate the dead. The windmills.
Some lightning.
So what opportunity are you firing?
Oh. I mean, I just basically unmasked it.
Could get favor.
Yeah, favor sounds good. This is the first time someone has sat down and asked you, like, hey, how's it hanging? In thousands of years. Though, admittedly, Sefin is not liking the idea of someone with her face going on a genocide.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, you're pretty sure it has a level 1 bond with you of admiration, because, hey, you're doing, you're the only one that doesn't want to, it did develop hatred or mistrust of you.
Hooray!
Besides, you're helping it achieve its end to get vengeance against those who wronged it. I mean, you must be on its side, right?
I mean, vengeance just kind of ends things. We can do change without vengeance. Hey.
We can, but, you know, vengeance is more satisfying.
Oh boy.
They must know what it feels like to have the stars crush down upon them.
Oh boy.
We're actually trying to stop the stars from falling again. Or all the... sometimes things just kind of move back around, you know?
And as you continue your dialogue with it, I assume you're trying to get it to stray away from its Ultima of vengeance and embrace a Fabula, or at least a neutrality of, just exist. Actually, that's the question. Are you trying to make it a neutral, like, hey, you can just live, you don't have to go on vengeance quest, or are you trying to go, hey, you could be a hero, you don't have to be a villain?
I'm thinking, Skyrim really sucks, and it's been really bad to me too, but I can't just do vengeance. It wouldn't really fix things. Just make things worse. Be my friend and join forces with me, and together
we'll conquer the galaxy.
Wrong one.
So you have started a clock. Each day you can try to talk with it to try to convert it over to your ways. For now, is it trying to murder you? I would advise you might want to fill that clock up first before you give it its body locomotion, because it will just kind of default to villainous, because it really wants Ultima. It just isn't strong enough to actually manifest as a spirit beyond what it already is. It's kind of lingering in the body, waiting for you to revive it. And if Morducken had not pointed out, you would not have known this simulacra was cursed.
Welcome back to Seven, sitting alone in a darkened room next to like a version of her own corpse. Like a normal person.
We're doing great.
Her mental health is doing wonderful.
Yup. It's also really funny. This feels like it's something that, like, this feels like it is a side quest that, like, could have been started, like, a few months ago, but we're only just now starting it now.
You put things in your quest log, and then, you only have 30 quests, but that's a lot of quests, and the menu scrolls a good deal, because it only shows 4 at a time. So, things get pushed,
Another day,
it's
another
like
travel. What do you all do on this next day of work and rest?
Overcome the project.
Lucius actually wants to look over our map of ley lines.
Yeah.
He wants to see whether or not any ley lines converge on these ruins, even if they're underwater. Like,
You look at the map, and it would seem so. As you see that blue
Interesting.
line there. As you notice, there is a ley line that goes from Fort Essus through the ruin.
Interesting.
Seven, you're gonna try to talk
Cool.
to your new undead friend.
You know, me and my corpse. TM.
Yeah.
Me and my corpse.
I'm pretty sure someone out there is Universal Studios or something. So
Hashtag my corpse.
give me willpower as part of it as you spend
13.
the day talking with the wrongful dead.
13.
10. And you beat me by 3, so you generate 2 witches. What are you up to, more? As apparently she doesn't want to exercise the spirit, she wants to talk to it, apparently.
Fair enough. Quick question. Would this count as a... Would the ship count as a settlement for the purpose of my merchant class abilities, winds of trade?
It's big enough it would count, yeah.
Cool. Then I would use winds of trade.
As you trade with your fellow passengers, the quartermaster.
Perfect.
And on this day, the sea rises and falls far more than it ever did. And you're told by the staff to stay in your train. Don't stay in steerage. Don't go above deck because you're not sailors. So please stay out of the way. And they tell all the other passengers to do the same. Do not come onto the deck unless you know how to be safe on the deck because you're going to get tossed. And that's even being like on the inner parts. Like if the ship, because the ship doesn't just, it goes up and down, and then sometimes it rolls left to right, and then up and left. Like it is. You can hear the roar of the engine trying to keep you heading in the direction you want to go.
Oh no.
And all of you see a brilliant purple flame along the wall of the train, burning brightly and melting some of the glass and metal.
What is supposed to happen? Train.
What the?
Your train probably makes like alarm noises as it's registering that it's being damaged.
Yeah.
What do you do as it continues to melt away the train?
Oh, can you use the train? Like, is there room outside of the train and the ship cargo, or
You
steerage,
notice that
right?
the light is the fire is so brilliant that it's It looks like it's burning a hole. There's like a line of purple fire coming from your train out to the side of the deck. It's burned through some crates, and you can see it's actually starting to melt some of the steerage hull. And I'll note to you, you're below the water line.
Check my train diagnostics. What is that?
Insight is part of it.
Am I also there?
Oh yeah, you're probably hearing
Yep.
like
Nice.
ding, ding, ding,
Nine.
ding, ding, ding,
I'm
alarms.
yep. I'm
The 7 is
assisting.
panicking.
I will try to assist.
Ooh, I just assist.
Yay, I assist.
So that brings you to an 11.
Your train seems to be the target of a ritual spell. And the ritual is attempting to destroy the train. And anything near it.
Which includes me.
By the way, a doom clock has appeared. Shocker, I know. It counts down. Oh, I did not want me to
Oh, for
roll
God's
that.
sake.
So that's beating it, and then opportunity. It flares up. And you see bits of chair start to melt and fall apart. And Zevin Demeril, you may feel free to correct me mechanically, but I believe you've changed your quirk recently.
Have I?
Haven't you?
Back when you became the sage.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
So this is now no longer a train, or transport, but
Yes, it's a traveling workshop.
traveling workshop.
Yeah.
This could damage or critically. If this zeroes out, you are fairly certain you're going to lose your train.
Ugh.
As something somewhere out there has learned of that new weakness that you've developed, which requires a person who has a very deep knowledge of ritualism and magic.
Or what a...
What do you all do?
Okay.
Can you reverse the ritual?
Bull's not going to lie. Can you reverse the ritual?
Me?
Yeah.
I can try. So yeah, I'll try to reverse the ritual.
Through what discipline?
Ritualism? Or spiritism? Which do you think better applies?
It's up to you how you're approaching it.
I think I'll approach it with spiritism because that was the discipline we used for the initial.
Is anyone helping More Duncan with the ritual to fight against the purple flame of vengeance?
Yeah.
I can assist.
We'll also assist.
Alright. Let's see. This is only major. And the area is protecting a rainbow card, so times 2. This requires a difficulty of 13 and 80 mind points.
Can we combine the cost of the mind points, or does more have to pay the full thing?
Moore has to do the whole thing as the main ritualist.
I can pay 80 mind points, so it's within my ability.
I was gonna say, for us mind point heavy characters, that's doable.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll spend the 80 mind points. Which leaves me with 31 mind points.
Alright, you're looking at Insight Willpower.
Okay.
I can roll with insight. Insight, because of my I have a heroic skill that lets me roll with insight for assist.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's +1. If 7 gets it, then
16.
Nice.
that's 13 on the dot.
How do you use your spiritualism to reach out to the emotions of the fire, to cleanse it from the train? What is your ritual?
I would likely try to call on my blessing of the light arcanum and shield the train with a purifying light.
As you begin shining the purifying lights and you lead Lucius and Zevin in chants to help push back the hate, you can briefly see in the dark shadows that your grand light gives a section of night sky twisted by hatred, staring back at you, reaching through the fire. Its hand reaching at the fire like it's a window. And then you shut the fire out.
Well, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I don't know about you, you all.
Keep watch.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be sleeping much either.
As you all kind of stare at the smoking hole in the side of the train and the nearby cargo container, and a bit of the inner hull kind of a little melted, but it's intact. You got to it fast enough. I didn't realize it's annoying and mysterious, and you're sure Captain Youngblood's gonna be very confused and wondering why there was a fire in the hold. But you know, the train's fixable. The furniture replaceable.
You can fix this, right, Seven?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting the mystery laser.
Another day, another nightmare. Hey, a discovery. About time.
Thank
Yay.
God.
I've been rolling nothing but encounters this whole way.
It's about time.
What do you do for this day before the discovery is reached?
Hashtag my corpse.
I will rest and regain my mind points.
Very good.
You know what? In this instance, I will help Seven out with what she's doing.
Hashtag our corpse.
Willpower is part of it. And Lucy's
Okay.
gonna assist as Zevin as you. Lucius, you don't have the power to talk to it, but you can have the power to talk to Zevin and help her figure out how to talk with the.
And that's
Right spirit.
that. Yeah, and that
Okay.
is continues to be my thing. Wise counsel. So I can roll insight. I do not assist you though. Unfortunate.
More Duncan, you're able to regain your mind points because you have it's a very restful day as the worst of the storm has come and passed. And
Ugh.
an island is discovered.
Oh, fun.
Full of rolling hills and gleaming with light.
I think this is where the Arcana went.
It's possible. Well, at the very least, we should search for it. We should search this island and see what there is.
Yeah. Let's search it, I agree.
So you ask Youngblood to stop near the island. Or do you just
Yes.
kind of- willpower is part of it because she is kind of on her way to somewhere. She just kind of, you just heard the calls of land ho, and it's pointed out to you that there's an island. But to get the captain to stop, you need to convince her to stop. And if
I'll roll.
Oh, I rolled crap. Yep. You are able to convince Youngblood to stop the boat for a little while at least, so you can take a small pilot boat to the island.
Does Lucius like the small boat more than the big boat?
I think so.
Yes.
So you all get into the pilot boat to go explore this strange isle?
Yep.
How dare you? After rowing over in a small boat, you arrive at a island that gleams with evergreen trees, flowers of every color. The rolling hills catching the wind ever so gently as you watch as if beams of light caress the grasslands and the flowers. Occasionally, you see small birds flutter down into the trees with pearlescent rainbow feathers and eyes that gleam.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
Quite picturesque.
It's beautiful there.
Tell me more. On this isle, ancient and old, is there a city here? Is there a castle here? A village? A house? A cave? For you know what is here. You can feel it.
I would say there is a cave here.
And just so. More points, and there a cave indeed is. Gently hidden in the small shadows of the hills. You're sure that if it wasn't pointed out to you by more, you would have walked right by it.
Well, yeah, good catch.
More, how did you...
I don't know. I just knew.
Huh. You know, if this was a couple of months ago, I would have completely dismissed that. But you know what?
Chicken butt. Sorry.
Well, if this is a place that you felt drawn to more, perhaps we should give it a look.
Maybe do you want to lead?
Sure. As I will enter the cave.
You find yourselves in a cave awash in white light, the walls gleaming like ice, yet not a single touch of frost or cold reaches any of you.
Edible. How can such a place exist? You know what? A stupid question. Magic, of course.
We've had a lot of questions like that.
You notice all three of you have a faint blue halo about your heads.
Lady Duncan, you have a little something up there, above your head.
So do you.
Speak to yourself.
Oh, you have
But
it
this-
too, Seven. Oh, do I? Do we all?
You even notice Imbrinius and Vibius have much fainter versions of halos that they're present, but they're not nearly as bright as Lucius's is. Same with Droney. Droney actually has a little bit of a blue light to him, which makes sense. It's an extension of Zevin. So,
Does it look like our Fabula?
yep.
Yeah. So, what is this place besides a light show?
I have no idea.
You see a passageway in one of the walls.
Well, let's see where this leads. After you, Lady Duncan.
Right. I'll go and I'll follow the path.
You come to a large chamber, as if the very huge pit that staggers down like many steps, except instead of like hard right angles, it's long, smooth curves that go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper still, until you see at the bottom a pedestal. And on that pedestal, a dais. More Duncan, you see a familiar book holder, crafted in brass. More Duncan, how did you come upon your grimoire?
Yeah, I was wondering.
I found it exploring the catacombs under the family estate. As a child.
And in that catacomb, a likewise pedestal and dais sat, but it probably looked far less grandiose and well lit. It was probably dark and dingy looking and probably had some cobwebs on it, I imagine. Save for the book.
Yeah.
And here you see its exact copy, in a far more fabulous place. You recognize this place as the Misty Isle, a place of legend thought lost forever in ancient times.
This might be a dumb idea, but I'm going to put the grimoire on the holder and see what happens.
On the dais, on the dais.
Or Duncan, as you begin to take
on
out
the dais.
the book, Lucius and Zevin, you see it a lot more than Moore does, just because you have distance from it. Moore, you kind of don't. It's your grimoire. It's like any other bit of your equipment. You know how important it is, but you don't see what they see. In Lucius and Zevin, they see that the book itself has its own fabulous aura. And that's when you two realize that's an artifact. Though it's kind of hidden. That's been hidden this whole time. You've never seen it act like an artifact, except for the fact that Moore Duncan once in a while pages through it and then gets an epiphany. It could be just a really well-written book.
Right.
But now, it's with that glow, it's obvious it's an artifact. It has to be. Moore Duncan. You realize that if you place this book here, you lose the quirk and gain a new one. You feel that there's no punishment for keeping the book, for you are on a fabulous quest to save the world. So you may have need of your grimoire still.
I think I will keep it for the time being.
But we do know that this. But we do know this place is here,
Yes.
and we may want to return it here someday.
Yes.
We'll treat it as a vacation after we save the world and all that. You know?
Sounds good.
This does certainly seem as good a vacation destination as any. But then again, and Lucius says, I found that with any vacation destination, the moment that you start going there, other people start going there, and then it just becomes overcrowded.
Like what happened at Mount Novio?
Quite likely, it's what's going to happen at Mount Novio, yes. And speaking as someone, and actually speaking as a player who is from a tourist town, yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I'll step away from the book holder. Start with. I guess. Should we return to the ship for now?
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be for the best, I think.
As you all start making your way out, You all have a sense that you are not the first hero. You're not the first heroes to come to this place, and if all goes well, you likely will not be the last to pass through this holy place. And even though you begin to leave onto the rolling hills and make your way back to the ship, you notice one of the birds flies overhead. Its pearlescent feathers catching every color of light. And a single feather comes loose and drifts into your path. And just sits there, unstirred by wind. You all recognize this as the legendary Final Feather.
Oh, that's if I remember what that is, that's a powerful item.
It is an item that supposedly, when crushed into a light powder, can resurrect a recently fallen person.
Yeah.
It is one of the few ways you can bring someone back from sacrifice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Where should I keep it?
All right.
Well, you two are the ones who know more about the brewing of magical solutions than I am. If you say that it is a useful and potent magical ingredient, I trust your judgment.
All right.
One last thing I'll ask. More Duncan, why do you think the Isle gifted you that feather?
Well, hopefully I'm wrong about this, but maybe the legends about Leviathan requiring sacrifice to defeat was not overblown.
And sadly, upon that very thought, clarity and revelation fall upon you. You are certain that is the case. And with that, that is where we're going to call it for everyone watching out there. Thank you very much for watching. For those of you playing, thank you very much for playing, and we'll see you all again next time. Bye.
Bye.
Yay! This is great. Everything's great. Everything's fine.
3 days of encounters and then 1 discovery. I'm like, well,
Give these kids a break.
Give these kids a break. Never.